calm. But she likes to send my blood pressure into overdrive.
I said, this girl's way too calm. There's something, if I know her, she's probably just told me one time and I get there for the time or just after.
Just after. And it works like a dream.
Yeah.
I'll do the best friend picture. Where's your glass? Look at me and laugh.
Oh yeah.
But you have, it's the money shot. You have
Cheers. Hello there.
Miss ShezAr, living legend.
Hello, doll.
I am so excited to have you here. So excited.
I'm actually really excited to be here.
Good.
Do you know what? Before we even get into it, I just want to say, out there right now, this moment, I'm so proud of this girl, this woman who is just making her mark, grounding herself in her artistry in every which way. And so yeah.
Thank you, friend. So ShezAr, singer,
yeah,
songwriter,
yeah,
MD,
yeah,
shooter,
yeah,
choir leader, baddest bitch from Hackney,
come on,
and my best friend. Shez, I'm so excited to have you here. So as you know, the show is all about female bosses, celebrating how amazing you are, and girl, if amazing was a person.
I mean.
So, you are getting your face slayed today by Alia using our amazing product.
I mean, this is my first time, by the way, as
well,
using a lyric.
I am known for popping a cherry or two. Give me 3 words to describe yourself.
Yeah. 3 words would be bold, soft, and all natural.
You better say some words now, girl. Alia, we have bold, we have soft, and we have all natural. Come and do what you do best, sis.
And if I could add one more, just because I'm just a little bit...
Just because it's Shez, I don't expect anything different.
I mean, edgy.
I like that. We'll take that. So we have bold, soft, natural, and edgy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alia, you got that?
Got it.
Let's go, mama.
Ow, ow.
It's the Shez.
This eye wants to start watering, don't mind me. It always happens when I'm doing my makeup.
Tissue?
No, it's just a tear of joy.
So, I met you when I was 17.
Can you imagine?
We have been best friends for a long time now, 16 years this year.
Jesus. When you start putting years on it, it's like, oh
I
my
can't
God.
believe we made it. Do you know how this is why we hurt? I met you and you was one of 9 siblings.
Still am.
9.
Yeah.
I was like, how come your mama got so many kids? Describe life being one of 9.
Okay, life being one of 9, there's never a dull moment. There's always something happening in the house. Whenever you go into any room, my mom's got like a 5-bedroom apartment, so any room that you go into, including the kitchen, including the living room, there's some sort of theatrics going on.
Always.
There might be a bit of stillness somewhat, but you're always hearing some background noise with something going on and some form of entertainment, a little bit of gossip, a little bit of music, singing, whatever it is, because we're a musical family. But there was the ups and downs of, you know, the struggles of life. Mum being a single parent and looking after 9 of us. My dad kind of being around here and there. God rest his soul, he's passed away now.
God bless Daddy's soul. We love you, Dad.
Absolutely, Alan Matt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd just say that it was just full of life and full of like humble beginnings, as well as just a craving and an excitement to be the best version of yourself. Like, and I think that's coming from Mum coming from quite a strict traditional Jamaican Caribbean background, where everything has to be what I say goes. You're a Christian, you're going to follow the gospel, you're going to have, you know, a job that's like based around education, so you've got to be the best mathematician, the scientist. There's no creativity or any creative jobs. That's all just a waste of time as well.
Yeah, it's that straight salary.
Do you know what I mean? Unless it's in the church. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the only time you can sing a song.
But I want to touch on that, Shez. So, you know, some people can say I'm biased, but I like to say I'm factual. You are, I won't even say arguably, non-arguably,
Come on,
someone say it.
Arguably.
Thank you.
Now, ow.
Teamwork makes the life work.
Absolutely.
You're hands down the best vocalist in the UK.
Ah.
And I'm not asking.
Cut me something.
And yes, she's my best friend. Anyway, your voice, I remember the first time hearing you sing, my heart was in my arsehole. I'd never heard someone in life sing like you. Like, you was like Fantasia, Jennifer Hudson, all these huge vocals rolled up into one. I was like, hold on. I remember looking at Rachel like, is this real?
Side note, Rachel is Chella. That's how we actually met, through Chellas.
Yes, I went to college with Chella, and this one was slagging me off for my blonde hair and my fabulous makeup. She didn't like me.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. When you see this black Barbie, it's kind of hard to be like non-judgmental. But now, like,
best of mates,
human diary. So, you know.
I mean, we have to tell the story of how we actually became mates, though, in this at some point. Because we're going to save that.
We're going to save that. I feel like that needs to be closer towards the end of your glam, just because.
Absolutely.
So, you've got this talent.
Yeah.
And like you say, you come from the church. Your mum don't play. Disclaimer.
Okay.
Nanny Pam don't play. Shout out to Nanny Pam. Because we still get cussed out in our 30s.
Oh, now! And I'm so grown, but mum will still pattern my whole life. Jesus.
How do you turn around and say, Mum, Dad, I'm going to be ShezAr?
It was literally a choice that I made when I was in secondary school. I was in my last year of secondary school, and I was at my, I don't know how else to say it, but I was at my tippers with education. I was like, I feel like I'm straining myself to just get through these GCSEs, because I really do not want to be here. I'm not feeling it. My heart's not in it. I didn't care at all about what grades I got for my GCSEs. I just was like, I'm actually over it. And one of my older brothers, Josh, aka McNasty.
Shout out to McNasty.
He called me for one gig, and that gig changed my life.
Can you remember who the artist was?
Yeah, Natasha Bedingfield.
Oh my God, yes.
He called me and said, Shez, I've got this gig, right? So I've said to my mum, in fact, so I'm there, I'm going to apply for college, but it was so reluctant. I was so reluctant.
It didn't feel right.
I was like, I don't really want to be in education. I'm done. Maybe I need a break before I go college or whatever. So I'm applying for college, and I was like, I'm going to study music business and production. Something that I'm actually interested in. Maybe that might kind of spark.
I did the same thing.
Do you know what I mean?
That lasted all of like 10 months.
Girl. Anyhow, Josh has called me, Shez, got a gig. They're looking for a BV for Natasha Bedingfield. You've got to learn 3 songs and 3 singles that she's released. And it's going to be on Top of the Pops. Rehearsals are tomorrow, and then we're on Top of the Pops the following day. Sorry, bro, you're telling me I've got to learn 3 songs.
Levels.
And we're going to be on TV in like 2 days' time. I've never been on TV before, and I've never done BVs before in this professional manner, and I was getting paid. Them times there, 150 a day. Oh my God, that was something that
was big money when you just left college.
No, not even just left college.
Left school, sorry.
Left leaving secondary school. So I was just like, oh wow, that sounds amazing. And I was like, I've never made that type of money. Like, just to get 50 quid when you're in your teens and you're rolling with your friends just to go out, whatever. It sometimes can be a struggle from your parents or your elders or whatever. So I'm just like, all right, cool. I've got to learn all of this. Done the gig, and it literally sealed the deal for me. I came back home and I said, Mum, I want to do BVs. That's what I want to do for work. I'm going to make sure that whatever work that I'm getting is going to pay me enough to be able to allow me to survive and
maintain myself.
And maintain myself, But I don't want to go to college. I don't want to study no more. And she was just like, she looked at me and she could see that I was really, really dead serious with it. I've made a decision. And she said, all right, well, if at all it comes to that point where nothing's coming of it, you need to go and find proper work if you're not going to go and study and be in education, and or you make it work. I said, all right, that's the deal. And that was it for me. And that's what made me just fall in love with doing backing vocals, session singing, and being around like-minded people that love music and was able to share their music and their story as much as I did. And it allowed me to just learn art, like being a solo artist and being just an artist, a music artist.
And I mean, you've gone on to, I mean, it's probably easier for us to say who you haven't done BVs for at this point. What was, like, if anybody was to see you, they would just think she's so confident, and you know, oh my God, she doesn't get nervous or whatever. She has a full-blown Mariah Carey meltdown, but she does the job every time, never misses. What gig, after doing this, because you're what now, Shez? You're 20 years deep, easy.
15 plus years.
What gig can you say you really felt the nerves?
I believe it's out of Wretch 3-2.
I knew you was going to say that.
Or Naughty Boy. Now, it's two moments. With Wretch, it was when we started to come from being just the BVs that stand up behind the artist on the side, on stage, I'm a riser, and that's it. And you're just doing your two-step click and your two-step click and smiling and looking cute, to coming at front of stage with the artist and vibes in, and you have to dance and you have to kind of just entertain your audience and actually work alongside the artist.
You own that shit. I watched ShezAr with Wretch in Leeds, and this girl came out, forgiveness. And I was sobbing like I was at a funeral. I was like, I'm so proud of you. Wretch was looking at me like, is she alright? I was so emotional because I was like, she's a very calm person. Like at home with her family, she's calm, but she, like I say, she gets the job done. But when I watched her, I was just like, this girl is phenomenal, like so phenomenal. And Shez, I can't believe after so many years of doing this, you are still getting better and better and better.
There's always room for learning, that's how I see it.
So
I give thanks for that.
You've become known though. You've become known. Like I ain't gonna spill people's tea all the way, but I know within the industry there's been arguments, fallouts of people trying to get this girl on their gig. Okay, yes, my bitch is in demand like that. Okay, I will leave her management's details in the bio.
Thank you.
So you're killing the game. You're traveling around with these amazing artists. Now people are starting to realise the girl with the Mohican, the girl who shelled down Glasgow, the girl who shelled down Leeds Fest, and then you say, meet ShezAr. How did it feel to transition from the back of the stage to the front?
This is where Naughty Boy's gig comes into play. So with the experience that I had with Naughty Boy, it made me own the artist ShezAr, because I had to, I literally had to man front of stage by myself. If the artist that he was working with or was featuring on his records weren't there to sing the songs, I had to sing them. And we're in front of thousands and thousands of people. And just imagine, you know, most of the time when you're on the road, you're pretty much the only girl with a bunch of lads. And you're having to you're having to man yourself in that.
Explain your behaviour though, but continue.
But at the same time, it was just like, wow, this is what it feels like to be front center and like literally in and amongst it all. And how do you kind of keep your composure? How do you express your individuality, your authenticity and everything within that? So for me, when it came to being asked, okay, ShezAr, we've seen you performing all around the place with all these different artists and stuff. Have you got a story of your own? Have you got original material? We'd love you to perform on our stage. It was like, if I don't do this, then I'm lying to myself.
You're not owning your shit.
I'm not owning myself, do you know what I mean? And so when I actually got the opportunity to really start putting into my own project, doing performances like Hackney Weekender. Now that was a special one for me.
Very.
So many accounts. I'm from East London, Hackney, so I'm repping my ends at this point. You know, my family growing up in East London, Hackney, and I'm on like home turf, performing at one of the biggest festivals at that time. Like, was Jay-Z or was it Nas?
It was Shez. It was Jay-Z.
Oh my God, Jay-Z was
I was a mess. Jay and Rihanna was there.
Yeah, that's it.
I was super drunk. I fainted when Jessie J was performing.
Oh yeah.
And these lot thought I was joking, and I was like, I'm gonna faint. I fainted, and Chella was like, get off the floor, and I'm out cold, she's screaming at me.
Yeah.
But it was all too much for me. I'm an emotional gangster. Like, my best friend just killed the stage. My favorite rapper. I'm about to watch Jay-Z. It was too much that day.
It was proper.
And when I say this girl was a mess, so nervous, and she got on that stage, and it was like, it's giving Hackney's Beyonce.
Can we just take a minute for like?
In fact, let me put a cut here because I'm gonna find the footage.
Oh.
I know you're waiting. In my head, I hear you calling. In my heart, I know you're waiting. Calling me, Tell me why you're saying I get you back. Nothing I can give you that you never had.
Need I say more? Like, you did not go there to play no games.
No, it was a proper epic moment because my fams was on stage with me as well. Like, Mackie came through.
I
featured on one of the
remember.
records. My sisters were doing the BVs for me. And Nasty bullied the drummer that I actually had. I said, no, my sister's performing at Hackney Weekender and I'm not playing for her. You're right.
mad.
You're mad. He did not rehearse none of the songs, but smashed it anyways.
That
Like,
is
was
nasty for you.
But that's the chemistry of family, I guess. And then also Stevie Mac, my bro, was the MD at the time. So it literally was just and then us three, me, Steve and Josh, went on to do the bigger stage with Retro. So
yes.
Yeah, Retro that day as well. So it was just so many epic moments. That was going on.
The whole day was so special.
Yeah,
so special.
Yeah. And from that really kind of made me feel even more electric. What's the word? Just energized.
Ready to go into your solo bad picturer. And I was giving groupie.
Come on.
I was at the front of that stage screaming.
Oh my gosh, there's videos actually and you can see your hands are up like
I am not ashamed. You ain't never seen me grouping after no rapper, no footballer, but that day at Hackney Weekender, Queen grouping.
Everything.
So you've done Hackney Weekender and it became a domino effect. You was doing so many gigs. I remember I was being here, there and everywhere. And then you still managed to find time somehow to say, I'm ready to start my own label. I'm ready to start my own choir. I'm ready to start teaching. Who does that with your schedule?
Do you know what? It's just the passion. I'm an advocate for like literally follow whatever interests you have and just put into them. Sometimes it can get really, really, really like overwhelming and stressful, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? How are you trying to manage all of these different things and wear all these different hats? But I mean, when you're coming from a big old family where you're having to either share or you're having to multitask and all those kind of things, you kind of just get on with it. And when the challenge is put before you, you either take it and run with it and push through, or you allow it to take you under. Do you see what I'm saying? So me wanting to open up a business with my sister Chell and Matt,
Shout out to Chels.
running Queendom and being an agency, I'm always getting called for group vocals. So I was like, might as well make a business out of it.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it started off with it just being, you know, just a few singers that I could pull together. And then it was just like, we might as well make this even bigger and greater, and anytime that you need vocals, we put it through the company, we make a bit of extra cash on it. Why not?
Listen, I ain't joking because Shez done put me onto a few checks in my lifetime. My sister put a few coins in my pocket.
And that's my thing. I'm like, let's feed each other and let's grow and let's just enjoy our creativity.
Queendom.
Yeah, that's the name of the company, Queendom Entertainment. I mean, Charles was just like, you know what? We went through a turbulistic time with group members that we were working with for a period of time, and we all ended up splitting up or whatever.
Okay.
So it was just kind of like a way of reviving ourselves and reminding ourselves why we do what we do, why we're in the music industry. And this time we just wanted it to be underneath our own terms and working with groups and managing them and making sure that they know their business, not only just doing the creative side of things. We decided to form a company, and this was something that we spoke about for time. Like, I was like, I don't really want to release my music underneath the major labels, because then there's a lot of conforming that goes on with it.
Yeah.
Or delegating, or someone telling you kind of like when and how and what, and I'm not really here for that. So for me, it was just like, let's open up our own. Let me release my music underneath my own label. Why not? And if it becomes something that is a subsidiary to a major label, still, we'll get to that when we'll cross that bridge when it, you know, all occurs.
Moving forward, would you consider signing artists?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the intention as well, because I'm like, we get asked to represent for artists in like certain legalities or things where they may not understand what they need to do to cover themselves as a performer, as an artist. When you're traveling, what's the things that you need to do? So it's just kind of like, well, if this is what we're doing, or can you listen to my music, tell me what you think, we might as well wrap up a few artists and make it a, you know, and build a proper full-on brand, a consultancy, a record label, and then, you know, just all the other merchandise stuff that goes along with the company, whatever.
This is why I felt it was important to do this show, because I think when you are a female entrepreneur, a ShEo, it looks so easy. When people see that Instagram picture in that perfect outfit with that perfect glam, you know, life is so easy for them. They don't know.
You don't know the cost of the oil.
I can't.
Because it's real.
It's real.
It's actually real. Like, when you have to look at running your own business on a whole, regardless of what the business is, it's not a joke. You really have to ask yourself, am I even made up for this?
Yeah.
Because there's highs and lows. The first 2 years of Queendom was a madness.
How do you wear all these hats and protect ShezAr's mental health?
This is what I'm actually really kind of taking more time to delve into this year.
Okay.
Because for years it's just been like, no, I'll be okay. When I'm helping others, that's when I'm helping myself, because I love helping others and making them feel great. That makes me feel great. But then when it was like, no, actually, have you checked in with yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, I was burnt out.
Yeah.
I was burnt the heck out.
All right, Alan.
I was burnt out. And it was like, wow, you've really just not been putting any time into yourself.
You haven't been feeding yourself.
No, and it's like you can do all these great things. I love serving people, 100%. I love seeing someone grow from being a meek, mild person, not really
to becoming a force.
But
then you have
blossoming.
You have all this going on.
Yeah.
You finally made time to be aware that ShezAr is lacking.
Yeah.
ShezAr needs feeding.
Yeah.
And then now you have the soul sirens.
Yeah.
So now you take on another hat.
I know. It was literally because I was really shying away or hiding away from my calling with working with groups. There was a time where I just was over it. I didn't want to manage groups. I didn't want to be an Hackney-born for any vocal groups or whatever. But my spirit wasn't resting.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't want to be in groups where, you know, when you're in a choir and then you feel like you're having to show how good you are to either be heard, to either be seen, or just to even hold your place.
Yeah.
I don't like that. So that's what put me off being in vocal groups, because like we should be able to be in here, get things wrong, get things right, and be supported. And just feel like you're amongst a family. So yeah, and it's just that whole thing of like, when you're in a choir, you don't want to feel like you're having to fight to be there. You want to feel supported, and you want to feel like, that's right, you want to feel like you're you're part of something. And I was against it for a while, anti-choirs, anti-vocal groups, don't call me for anything pertaining to vocal groups, I'm not here for it. But then it was just like, this is you, Shez. No, like you love choral arranging, you love vocal arranging and all that kind of stuff, and you can't do the Layla Hathaway thing where you do 3-part harmonies and all that by yourself.
Yeah.
So I just, it all happened organically with the Soul Sirens, to be fair. Coming from that time of being anti-choirs and vocal groups, I was hosting Troy Bar.
I remember, yes.
Yeah, and basically the singers that I met there were either from vocal groups way back in the day. Do you remember like some of the earlier vocal groups that I was running used to come down to Stratford?
Like UD?
Yeah, all of that. And some of them were just like, Shez, I haven't sung in ages because I just didn't like being a part of choirs where I felt like I was fighting to be there. I was like, oh snap. So we are on the same page.
Now it just organically comes together.
All the singers that are there's 6 members that I specifically handpicked to be a part of this, because I was like, I just want to be small with this whole group. I didn't want it to be too big. And yeah, it was like
it's just happened naturally.
Yeah, some of them didn't know
I think
each other.
sometimes that's the best way though. So
yeah,
if people want to get involved with the Soul Sirens, what is the best way to go about it?
Check out at the Soul Sirens on Instagram.
Okay, so you can see at the
Facebook.
bottom of the screen, guys. If you want to get involved with the Soul Sirens, if you want to show ShezAr what you do, you need to contact them at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, and there's going to be lots more music being released this year.
I'm so
Original
excited.
material as well. That was one thing. I didn't want to be a choir that's just always backing up artists or singing covers. I wanted to...
You want to show your capability.
Yeah, I want to write material and get it out there and be effective. We are like the UK version of the Sunday service choir.
Here for it.
Here for it. And that's like point blank, period. The sound of the music, I say make a call, sound the alarm and make the call. That's where the Soul Sirens came from. And in my bio, you see 21st century Soul Sirens. So, you know, it all kind of just stemmed together pretty well. And yeah, you can find out more.
Amazing.
Instagram.
So, I could talk to you all day, as you know.
To be fair.
Whenever we get on the phone, we're like, yeah, just a quick call 4 hours later.
Okay.
So then you've gone on this journey, and it started with BBs for Natasha Bedingfield.
Yeah.
You've gone through, you've killed BBs for every UK artist you could think of.
Yeah.
You've built your name as this phenomenal solo artist.
Yeah.
Then I get a phone call. Sis, I'm going on The Voice.
Yeah.
You end up picking
Tom Jones.
Team Tom.
Yeah.
How was that experience?
That was a dope experience. I mean, prior to that, I was vocal coaching loads of different
You was a
singers.
vocal coach on The Voice.
No, I wasn't a vocal coach on The Voice, but I was a vocal coach outside of The Voice for singers that were contesting and
On The Voice.
On The Voice.
Right. Okay.
So I had a lot of intel on like how it
How it works.
and all that kind of stuff, but actually physically going through the whole process of it was awesome, an awesome experience, and I really loved being vocal coached instead of actually
being the teacher,
because I hadn't been like led in a while because I'm always leading.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it kind of just, it was refreshing, and also just the people working behind the scenes were absolutely amazing. Even in just your well-being, when you're going through such an intense process of like competing against some of the most incredible singers all across the country, you're like in your head sometimes. You know, us artists, we can really be like, oh, am I good enough? Or maybe I need to work on my top range. Maybe I need to work on my belt or whatever. But it was just such a really nice process with the team behind the scenes. And the aftercare even, just checking in on you, how you doing. Because your mental health is at stake.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean?
It's
intense. And the waiting time can be really, really like grueling.
Yeah.
But when you're with good energy, it doesn't matter anymore. Do you know what I mean? But then it made me that's another reason why I was like, oh, Shez, you need to tap into yourself and make sure that you're actually
looking
well
after you.
Because that's when it really made me realize, okay, cool. Well-being is all well and good when you're giving it out, but if you're not actually applying that to yourself, then it's almost like you're not practicing what you're preaching.
Exactly.
I'm saying? So,
you're on The Voice.
Yeah.
Killing it. Let me not be biased. People are probably sick of me in this interview. When was your moment where you came off that stage like, send me home, bitch? I did that. What was that moment?
I'd say my last performance.
Okay.
It was that day. Us women, we go through the process of monthly cycle every month. Most women, sometimes we can all have our fluctuations, whatever. But I was really going through it.
Oh no!
And I was like, I know when I'm on, my voice starts to play up with me. So I was like, not today. I really want to give the best performance, whatever. So Shez, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Warm up. Get yourself in the mind frame of you're going out on that stage to kill it. Done. And literally, my family was in the room. I had Coach Ed in the room. That's my oldest brother. We call him Coach Ed.
Shout out to Coach Ed.
Shout out to Coach. See you tomorrow. Getting the games in. And I literally was just like, it's either make or break. What are you going to do? Practice what you preach. You've been teaching all of these vocalists about these moments here.
Yeah.
So let's put it into effect. And literally, I went on that stage, and there was a moment where I just snapped. I just said, all right, your voice is trying to play it with you. It's fluctuating a little bit. You're not hitting the notes as well as you was in rehearsal. Don't matter. Go for it.
Go for it.
Tom Jones, he was struggling to make his decision that day, that night, and
I remember.
just. Is this off the record or not on the record? He just literally was just like, I'm so sorry that I've had to make that decision.
Yeah.
And it was for whatever, you know, the TV, it's a TV show at the end of the day.
One thing I love about you have in common with Beyonce is I find you perform really well when you're pissed off.
Yeah.
You roar on stage, and I know it's really shit.
Yeah.
But I love when you've been pissed off before it's showtime. So I'm like, here we go. Hold on to your lace front. But no, I was so, I mean, I'm always bloody proud of you, but you know, watching you up there and really holding your own, I was so proud.
It reminded me who ShezAr is, to be fair, on The Voice. That was one
and
thing.
And ShezAr is somebody to be remembered.
She's grand, she's bold, she's like
she's
loud.
a ShEo.
She is a ShE to the O, baby. Ow, ow. Top.
I have to let you go. I really don't want to.
I know, we could rap all day.
But I want to ask you.
Yeah.
And you know, usually you regular folk have to pay for this. So God comes and speaks to you and he says, daughter, you can only perform one of your own records for the rest of your life. I want you to not even tell me, and I just want you to sing a bit of that record.
Wow.
One of your ShezAr records, and you can only perform this one song for the rest of your life. What are you going to choose?
The song that comes to mind is What I See, and it literally is, the chorus goes,
I'm leaving that in, by the way.
So it goes, don't be waiting for the right time. You may be waiting for a lifetime. If you're ready, then go. Trust yourself, 'cause you know. Have yourself what you've been destined, 'cause that's what I see in me, in you, in all of us. We can.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the ShEo that is ShezAr. Now the moment I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
You are officially an Alira doll.
Ooh, let me see this. Oh, look at that.
How do you like your glam? You've walked in stunning, and look how you're leaving.
Oh, look at these
I want you
eyes.
to look directly in the camera, and for all our future ShEOs that are sat watching this, what is your advice to them?
Get up and get it. Go be great. Like, whatever it is, I've been reading a book called Build the Damn Thing. Literally, whatever it is that you want to manifest and you want to put your energy into, go and do it. And don't think about it anymore. Just start plowing the field. It may take a little while, but steps and stairs, we get it.
Friend, I love
Sis,
you.
we love you too.
Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss ShezAr.